I am a spiritual writer, energy reader and healer. My readings, articles and the healings that I give are all sort of seeking to empower and provide a different perspective, really. How would I describe myself in 3 words? I'm passionate, authentic, and most of all, I'm fun. You've got to laugh at times, right? Okay, so not all the time. Sometimes we'll cry together too. Hope you're enjoying all the content that I'm putting up on my channel, and if that's the case, love it if you could like and subscribe. Until then, see you around, lovely wing people. So hi, welcome to your Mercury retrograde reading today. So just doing a little intro into all of the readings. Mercury retrograde usually happens sort of 3 to 4 times a year, depending on the lunar calendar. And it's a very difficult time where the retrograde means that we go back or we go and revisit something, or things may not work as well. But they may not work as well because there's a reason or a lesson that we need to gain from it. It's often a time, because it's ruled, Mercury is the planet of communication, it affects all types of communication. So it can affect our computers, our phones, our cameras. Tell me about it. I've had a few camera issues of that period. So yeah, it can really feel like it's working against us. It's a time frame of shadow that we just need to work through and get through. But often, on a positive note, there are things, as I said, just that, you know, that we need to take from it, that we need to learn from. So coming out of this period is a good thing, or is a positive thing, and affects us in different ways, because wherever the retrograde sits at the time of the year will affect each of us astrologically differently, because it will sit in the different 12 houses, which are houses for astrology that are ruled by planets and affect us in our day-to-day lives. So I just wanted to sort of mention what it was and how it might affect us before I started any of the readings. Welcome, Pisces. Welcome to your Mercury retrograde after party. Hallelujah, it's over. It's doggone. There's going to be so many people that are glad it's gone too, because it has been, it's been a tricky time for everybody. Been some heavy energies around you, I'd say, Pisces. So before I give my singing bowl a little chime, I am going to tell you that literally the retrograde sat in your 8th house, which is your transformational house. Now, with transformation, that house also involves this idea of, sometimes it can be quite a secretive energy. So sometimes there can be like that internal process where you have that poker face on and everything's going on deep within. So because it's been in the retrograde, everything's been insular. You've been very emotional, but you've not shown that to anybody. It's brought out the negative sides in you, so it's made you retreat and become a little bit of a nice king or queen, I would say, but very self-absorbed. And that's not a negative, that's not me saying that's negative, that's just saying that that's how you've been feeling, and you know what, you've honoured that that's how you felt, so that's what you've been doing. Some of you won't even have been aware that that's how you've come across to family members or partners, or even work colleagues. But expect, as we now move forward, expect the repairs to start to come into place, especially with kin, and to start changing up on the energy. Okay, so I'm just going to hit my singing bowl. It's quite loud, so you might want to cover your ears, or if you've got earphones, you might want to take them out. Right, I had quite a heavy reading in the last reading, so I really wanted to clear the energy for you, Pisces. And yeah, so first of all, I'm going to pull you an empowerment card. So we are going to help you regain your confidence, and we're just going to give you a little message from Spirit, which is about you believing in you again. So it says, these are actually aimed at women mostly, but for men that are reading, it's the same meaning, and the message is there for everybody, basically. It says, a girl in the right shoes can conquer the world. I have to agree. If you've got smashing shoes on, it does make a lot of things a lot easier. However, for my male counterparts, this is saying, you know, stand tall, be proud, know who you are, do it with style. You have it in you. Okay, so that's your empowerment card. I'm now going to take 6 Rider-Waite cards and lay them out in 3 different columns. I'm going to clarify using my Island Wellness Time cards. I said to the other readings that I carried out, I'm using this wellness deck because I feel like the energy has been quite tricky for everybody. It's been a really tough time, and ultimately I think we've all needed a little bit of that healing energy. Wow, you've got the Tower card. So I was just talking about those heavy energies, the Tower card. Okay, so 2 more cards for my lovely Pisceans. What can we tell them about their energies? What can we tell them about their energies? Aha! Okay, that actually turned up the other way. That wasn't in reverse when I pulled it. So the energy on the bottom of the deck is the 6 of Swords, moving away to calmer waters, Pisces. Now, you are a water sign yourself, so this is very much symbolic of this idea of you moving to still waters, which is where you sit better. You sit better in that calm. This is actually an air sign with the actual swords on the card, and swords are all about your mental capacity, your ability to feel as a result of how you think, or think as a result of how you feel within the world. That could be from your personal life, you know, stuff that's happened. How is it affecting you emotionally? What are your thought processes on your emotional state? What are your thought processes if this is a career or a working environment? Perhaps you felt a sense of, I've put up with too much now, it's been really difficult, it's time for me to move forward, time for me to move on to a better place. If this is emotional, it's that you've had quite a lot to deal with, and you know, this character there is covered up in a cloak, and she has a child there with her. So she's maneuvering herself and maybe her child or her children away from a very, very difficult time in their lives, navigating themselves through a difficult emotional storm. I would say this card pretty much talks about. And it looks like quite severe, doesn't it? Because these swords are in this little boat. Now you think if we were to take those swords out of that boat, the boat would sink. But this is this message that, you know, you have the mental capacity to not sink, by the way. You have the mental capacity to control those thoughts and control the way you deal with life, or you navigate your own life, to such a mental strength that you are going to be able to get through this. You will move forward through this. So that's a really great energy for the whole reading for you, Pisces. Okay, so let's pull a wellness card over each column to clarify, get a bit more. Too many cards, Spirit, I cannot take all of those. sometimes I'll take them on, sometimes there's just too many, guys, and there was too many. Okay, so what can you tell? Okay, so you want me to have some of these. Okay, right. Karmic lesson. Soulmates and mask. Okay. I think we've all had those masks on, haven't we? Right, so let's look a little bit more closely for you, Pisces. Okay, I think there has been some absolute devastation of some kind, or massive upheaval then for some. It'll be devastation for some of you, Pisces, but some of you it'll be an absolute upheaval and complete change. This building, it looks really scary. It's scorpionic energy, the tower, and it usually means that divine intervention's now coming into play and something is being leveled off, or something has happened, you know, divinely, that is out of our control as human beings. So that can mean the end of something or the passing. That can mean that maybe you were in a very toxic scenario that was not of your making, and it's been like hell. You see these people like hurling themselves out of the building and there's fire coming from the top and all sorts. So, you know, on first inspection, it looks like quite a terrifying card, but for me, the Tower card is one of the most positive cards. It tells us that, you know, things have got to their worst. We've seen the worst. We've been through the worst. And now this building is going to burn right down to its foundations, and then we're going to rebuild it again. We're going to build ourselves back up. And we're going to build it back up with a stronger, happier, more stable foundation. Okay. Above that is the Page of Wands. And this is a fire sign. So this can be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This can be a person of the energy, or in the energy of. Or this can be just something that is how you're feeling at the moment, or is in around your world, in your life. This page, it's the lowest form of the court cards. So sometimes it can be like this younger energy. And this page is holding this wand and really wants to move forward passionately to a new project or a better place in his life. He's very much on this journey of life and learning all of the different lessons and assessing who he is and who he wants to be moving forward. Sometimes it can make us question everything about our childhood, our past, who we are, what got us to this point. But it's very much about education and learning lessons. What can we learn from this tower burning? What is this page? Because pages bring messages. They're normally a messenger of some kind. So you might get a message from a younger fire sign with some good news. Might be a new job. Might be a new relationship with a fire sign. Might be somebody younger than you. Might be working with younger people in a new role. Might be the idea of this youthful energy that you want to take forward as you progress in this new life that you're creating. You know, young people, children, have this, very young children have this like zest for life sometimes. They don't see the fear in things. They don't see the downside of things. They want to look at the lighter points of life. So they approach things from a much lighter perspective. And I'm thinking that this is how you're moving forward now in this, whatever this is for you. You are gaining new perspective on who you are and what you want to be. And you are starting to pick up the wand and make it happen for you in your life. So this is a really positive thing for you, Pisces. Above that on our clarification, we have this karmic relationship. So feeling fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go and loving you. If you have been involved in something very traumatic, it's going to be essential for you to do the healing work from this karmic lesson in order to move on. And you are going to need to let go to move on. We cannot expect to attract better things in our life or better experiences if we hold on to bad experiences, terrible relationships, heartache, the constant looking back into the past, reliving difficult experiences, difficult times. We can't expect to move forward until we acknowledge them, acknowledge all the lessons, know what they were about, understand what they meant to us as individuals, and then choose to let them go and take on this energy of this Page of Wands, who is living in the moment, has a zest for life and wants to move forward. By the way, karmic relationships are very necessary relationships or lessons that we go through life that we need to experience. They can be very traumatic and toxic times. They can unearth really bad memories and insecurities within us. But we absolutely need to experience them in order to take the resource and move forward in a far more equipped way to live our lives. Okay, so your next column, next to your Page of Wands, you've got your Knight of Wands, and this is like being promoted, going up in the ranks. This is a page, next one up the Knight, and because they're next to each other, I feel like this is this fast moving energy as well. So there's like this new passion or new prospect or something you are going to really love or want to do that's going to come into your life, and this energy is moving fast. So I see that that's going to be some opportunity that comes in for you quite soon. This energy is about growth. See the little growth on the wand, and this is about like this knight on this horse is honorable and valiant. So this offer is going to be something, if it's within a job scenario, I think this is going to be a very good opportunity for you. It's going to be something you're going to be very passionate about. Underneath that card, we have the Moon card, but we have it in reverse. This is actually quite a watery energy card anyway, and can be very, it's usually Cancer or Piscean. I sometimes see this as Piscean, this card. And in reverse, it's like something's not clear at this moment in time. Something you don't quite know what's going to happen. We have just experienced a full moon a day ago or so, and those energies are really strong energies. So perhaps it's felt like you had so much on your plate during that period. And with the retrograde as well, it's felt like there's just been this massive weight on your shoulders. And it's made you very emotional. It's made you feel very vulnerable. As a major arcana, this Moon card, it wants you to feel the depth of your emotion. And they might feel uncomfortable for you, but they are very, very necessary. It was very necessary that you felt this emotion. You don't feel balanced at all at the moment, I'd say, Pisces. And I would not expect you to come out of a retrograde and feel balanced anyway. I don't think any of us do. Those that really understand, what that energy does. But this Moon card, when it's in its upright, you see these towers. There's a lot of like towers, and I think they're said to be depicting the Towers of Solomon. But these towers in this picture are They're very balanced, they're very equal. It's almost like there's a portal opening here, like a gateway. And these animals are symbolic of your conscious and your subconscious. So because of how you're feeling right now, some of it you're aware of and some of it you're not. I think there's potential for you to not have an awareness of how your emotions are affecting those around you also. When we isolate ourselves and we choose not to communicate, and these cards are all about an internal dialogue, an internal experience of how you're feeling. You have not been in a position to offer a balance for anybody because you've not been able to offer it for yourself. Okay, above that you have the soulmate card. Soul connection, partnership, agreement, soul contract. For some of you, while you're going through this turbulent time, you will have not understood the soulmate within your life that has been trying to support you. There has been somebody around you, or around your energy, that has wanted to hold you, support you, hear you, and ultimately love you. I'm not sure that there has been space for you to allow that. But the energy is asking you to allow those people into your lives, allow them to have a voice, allow them to be by your side, I guess. It's very easy when we feel defeated or attacked. It's very easy to close ourselves off completely, isn't it? I mean, I understand it. Being a Scorpio, I can be very internal. So, I mean, I get where this is. And Pisceans, you know, as energies, you're very watery energies. So you're very imaginative when you're on a high and fantastical. But when you're on a low, you can be very deep, very untouchable, very self-destructive. And I think this card is just sort of letting you know that, you know, there are other people in your life, and it would be really nice to just acknowledge them at least. Okay? So your last column, you have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So Nine of Swords in the upright is all about sleepless nights, being troubled, being stressed, overthinking. But you have this in the upright. So this is telling me that these times are about to pass. You are going to get to a point where you're going to feel calmer, more in control again, and the quality of your thoughts are going to be better. It's like you've ended this cycle and you have improved, you've learnt the lessons from what has happened, and you've understood its impact on you and your family and your life, and you are now looking to, excuse me, I'm going to cough. Wow. You know what, when I cough like, cough like that as well, I always take it it's about my throat chakra. And when our throat chakras are blocked, it's this thing about us having not been able to communicate in the past. So I really get the fact that you have not been communicating very well. Or I shouldn't say very well. You have felt that you don't want to communicate. You've not had the energy to communicate. But this is going to pass. And there's going to be a lot more comfortable quality sleep return to you. And this idea of this person is holding their head in their hands and crying. Perhaps there's been a lot of tears. Perhaps there's been a lot of heartache. But it's turning. You know, it's healing. It's a healing process, guys. And you are definitely on the journey of that healing process. Okay, so underneath it, to confirm that you're healing in that process, is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords, you see there's a little crown on there. You will wear your crown again, Pisces. You will retain your stature again. You will go back to being who you were, but even better, with bells and whistles on. because of what's happened and this whole idea of this karmic lesson that you've been through, you're being given this divine gift now. You're going to be speaking your truth. You're going to be more in alignment with who you are. And that truth starts with yourself. You're going to be more honest with yourself about who you are and what you need and what makes you happy. And you can see like there's a lot of growth as well. You see there's this sort of like greenery growing out of this crown. In the past, I think you've felt like somebody stopped you from growing, or you just didn't feel that you were growing in all the right ways. Things have changed in your life now, and there's new growth, there's new people, there's new life, and stuff is frightening at times, with any transition. There can be fear. But ultimately, they're saying that if you keep going, just keep going, Pisces, and you will wear your crown again. Okay. Oh, just quickly, your confirmation before I end on your angel cards. It talks about this mask. And it says not showing true feelings, hiding, personify, pretend, delude, or gaslight. This is exactly this I've been talking about. You are not sitting on your throne right now in all your royalty because that's not how you felt, because stuff that's happened in life is really not promoted you to feel like that in any way. And so you've developed this mask, and when I say mask, it's like you've developed this ability to cover your emotions, and that can only last for so long. At the end of the day, we can only wear masks for so long, and then it's time to take them off, right? So it's time for you to show those soulmates in your life, those people that love you, your true feelings. Be honest. It's not weakness to be honest. It's actually strength. It's very empowering to tell the people around you that you love them, or that you felt pretty low and you felt heartbroken or traumatized, and it's okay to feel like that. But the more vulnerable we can be to ourselves and with those people, the more we're able to grow. Okay, so Archangel Michael, what can you tell us that we can give our lovely Pisceans as some guidance after this time? Write about your thoughts and feelings. Yeah, well, some of us can do that, some of us can't. I know a few Pisceans that I know won't be able to do that. Probably wouldn't even be listening to this, to be honest. But, yeah. This is more a question of, you can write them down. I write down stuff like this. It makes so much sense. It's quite cathartic to do so. But if that's not your thing, it's talking about at least voicing them or releasing them. By writing something down, ultimately we're releasing it. It's coming out of our head and onto paper. And that can be a conversation. That can be you having an out loud conversation with yourself. I do that sometimes, can be quite good. And just, and focusing on expressing yourself better. I think that's the message for you, Pisces. So on the little reading at the bottom of the card, it says, thank you for helping me to tap into my God-given creativity and wisdom, so I clearly express myself and glean insight, blessings, and healing. I think it's a really positive, upbeat way to end this, because Pisces, you are going through this period of healing, but you're coming out, and you're coming out with this crown on in so much more of a positive light. So that's really great news for you. So the last card, what can we end on for our angel cards? Okay, wow. So you have unity. And we just spoke about sharing our feelings with our loved ones. But this unity, it means more than that. It's about entering into society again in a much more positive way. It's about teamwork. it's about not being an island. And I think these are all things, Pisces, that you have been doing, perhaps consciously or unconsciously. So it's time to unite with people with better experiences, with better outcomes, and a better future. Take care, Pisces, and I'm wishing you well. Just at the end of your reading, I just wanted to mention my new spell kits that I've been writing. On the website, I do mention that I associate myself with green witches, which are healers, and they work with mindfulness and this sort of thing. And I've been producing these spell kits. If you can see that up close, yeah. The spell kits I write myself, and I do a couple of adult ones and some children's spell kits. There is a review currently on my website. Go and take a look. For one of my young viewers that purchased one of these kits, just talks a little bit about what's in them and how she's enjoyed them. So that might be worth having a look at on my website. So that's www.pegasisandthewitch.com. So it's very quickly, I thought I would just go through the sort of things that are in these kits. So they come with a scroll, and I write all of the special spells. So there are different ones. So the children ones, there are 3 different ones available. Go and have a little look at what those are. Just a very quick idea of the sort of things that are in them. This is one of the adult love kits I've got here. So inside the adult ones comes the Pegasus and the Witch candle that you can light during the spell. And these lovely dragon's blood incense sticks also come with the kit, and they have sort of instructions of when to burn these and in what order to do that. So they smell amazing, the dragon's blood ones. They are just such a beautiful thing to have anyway. And then each kit comes with a very different little talisman, and talismans are associated with luck and magic. So these are part of the spells as well. This one here is my witch with the 3 angels. They're very interactive. Each kit comes with a special affirmation card as well that you can be using after you've used the spell. And they're all about empowerment and believing in yourself and this sort of thing. And they're really great things to interact with. So yeah, go and have a little look on the website.